Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. This match is going to be on match point between Bisu and Bogus. Savior has now been eliminated, and we're going to see who is the last person to advance. Bisu playing pretty well, I would say, in that last match. Didn't play too well in that first match, and almost felt like he's playing like he wasn't GOM, sort of. He's going to be starting in the upper right-hand corner as the blue protoss, bottom left-hand corner. We're going to have Bogus starting as the teal terran, and this is one of those maps that's, I feel like it's really, really tough for protoss because there's no third base they can really take, period. So it's two-base play, and beyond that, you just got to anticipate completely what your Terran opponent's doing, because he can get aggressive with tanks. Really, that that 3 o'clock mineral only. Actually, I feel like it's two-base play from both players, and two-base versus two-base, I just feel like Terran wins most of the time. Just because, where are you going to take your third? That 6 o'clock is way away from your main. If you're taking that upper left, you're so exposed. The 9 o'clock, there's a mineral only there, but it's on the bottom edge of a big, huge ramp, so you don't really have troop positioning to work with. So it's kind of odd altogether. 10-15 gates can be pretty successful on this map because you do have a pretty wide open natural secondary, but I don't know, and it's also a little harder to take because you don't want to have that one siege tank. There's no ramp, and the ramp's kind of at an off slot. It's just a weird map in general, I gotta say, match point. So a two-player map, of course, the spawns bottom left, top right, and not a lot of resources beyond that, actually, now that I think about it. So I'm not even sure what to say about this map, except that I just don't like the way it's designed, and I don't think I'm going to like the way it's played overall. And I'm surprised we actually haven't seen a lot more cheese on this map, just because of what it is, essentially. So looks like a standard front door seal in for Bogus. He is, if I haven't already mentioned it, teal in the bottom left hand corner. Savior starting in the upper right hand corner, of course, is blue, or that kind of off blue. Looks like neither player doing anything too cheesy, and it looks like we might see well, never mind, we're going to see that gas alongside barracks, so it looks like it's pretty standard at this stage. And I really want to see what Bisu's going to do on this map once again, because I guess I'm a little bit Protoss favored because I've been playing Protoss more in general at large, but I still feel like two-base Terran, I mean, you can move in with the factories, you can basically enclose and seal in your Protoss opponent while you're taking your third, where Protoss really doesn't have that option. And if Protoss is going to do the standard I take two bases thing, even usually when you want to do that, I feel like it's just, I don't know, it's just too risky. Way too risky, because you lose position at all, vultures are going to come raining down from either slot. You got to dedicate a couple more troops to that inside little ramp that's there. Oh, we are going to see some cheese. So, okay, Bogus building a factory here at the 9 o'clock position behind the mineral line, where a probe just wandered by and didn't quite scout it. Usually Bisu has a ninja sense about these things. Let's see if he catches it this time. And Bogus sending, of course, that second SCV to be like, okay, I'm scouting now, right on time. And Bisu doesn't look like he's going to be any of the wiser, but the factory building being built outside of his base. Now the question is what build does Bisu do? Is he going to go, okay, he's got that zealot first, is he going to play a little bit more of a pressure game, try to run out in the field, and might be able to get that SCV scout and feel like he's accomplished something, but it looks like that zealot going to come back to home base. I still don't see, okay, there is a range upgrade being played, but it looks like we are going to see one gate play from Bisu, which could be very dangerous if Bogus does in fact go for some sort of, because I assume if he's going for one proxy factory, he's going to go for two proxy factories here and do some damage that way, unless he just decides, I can't imagine he's just going to go for a couple vultures and do something along that line. So let's see how it goes. Let's see if he keeps that range. He really needs to keep that range and continue producing dragoons. Okay, he is going to keep that range, and there's that second factory. So, and it looks like we're going to see some vultures, some tanks, some mines pressing out there, and now it's going to be difficult. Well, let's see if Bisu can move up and get an indication of just how few troops are on the front door, because if he puts, and he's not going to is the problem, because he's in a one-gate build. He's going one-gate tech, so you don't want to pressure while you're doing that, unless you're being really kind of suicidal. So instead it looks like he's going to hold short at the ramp. Yeah, he will have the troops in position. Oh, Dragoon's still not going to see it. But nevertheless, he's going to get it, and going expansion before going tech. Ouch. This is the worst possible situation for this sort of thing for Bisu as well, because now he's not going to have that, whatever it was going to be, Reaver, Dark Templar tech to kind of support against this. That one, yeah, I just feel, he's got to be so vulnerable here, and I gotta say, it's kind of ballsy that he's doing that without really getting a really good spot at all at anything that Bogus is doing on his end of the map. I guess he just assumed he was going to go for that kind of safe whatever play. But for a siege tank out, a vulture already out, still no second gateway, and there's a robotics facility. and that is not going to help him at all. He's not going to have reavers for absolutely ever. The siege tanks are easily going to be able to wander up there. I almost feel like this is, it's not, usually you can't call cheese a build order victory, but this is a build order victory right here. For Bogus. Bogus is easily going to be able to win this match with the mine upgrades, with those siege tanks, with just so few troops. And now moving up another SCV, just kind of get a good look at how many troops he's going up against, and wants to make sure he knows how many troops he can move out with. And those poor dragoons, those poor foolish dragoons. Aww. And is Bisu going for another expansion? Oh man. Looks like he was actually planning on going for another expansion on top of that and going for an observatory. Okay, never mind. I thought he had a probe right there. I was like, are you crazy, dude? So 3 vultures and 3 siege tanks, and now the marines coming up as well. And now Bisu going like, oh, what the heck? Where did this army come from? Let's see if he can still magically micro this. I mean, he is Bisu, the Wonder Kid, but I just don't see it happening. You can see him just trying to micro it as best as possible. Probes coming off the line, try to defend, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. Ooh, losing another Dragoon right there. Now he's only got a single Dragoon versus 3 siege tanks. Going to lose his natural expansion, so, and honestly, Bogus is probably not even going to bother with it, just going to wander right into the main, especially with only that single Dragoon left. Probes kind of piling in there, but yeah, and they are able to get a little bit of disruption, but the tank's actually moving right through it. That's actually a pretty good micro on Bogus. If Bisu, it looks like he used that return mineral trick to try to disrupt the tank so they wouldn't be firing while that Dragoon was doing some damage there, but it doesn't look like he was able to accomplish it. Might get a Reaver out, but still with 4 siege tanks and a Vulture versus a single Reaver and Dragoons, it's just not going to happen. Another Dragoon being placed, but it's not enough, and Bisu knows it. There's GG, and that's a bit disappointing. Bogus going to advance, but I really feel like he didn't really do it on skill. Hope you guys enjoyed it nevertheless. Thanks for listening. Once again, this was Livecast, so check it out with Twitter. That's where I tend to, if I'm going to do it, you can see the stuff there. And of course, the live stream channel is justin.tv/DiggitySC. Shout out to everybody who's watching in the channel. Thanks for listening.